Yeah.
Let's go.
And go.
And now, at a combined weight,
Absolutely not.
the Face Beat Heels High Podcast.
Hey you, you're listening to a wrestling podcast made by women.
If you don't like women or wrestling, you should probably tap out now.
The views expressed on this podcast are mostly based on personal opinion, and any toxicity brought to the attention of the host will be openly mocked. Mocked via public forum. Seriously though, we will make fun of you. We like to drink, laugh, and talk wrestling. So again, if you don't like to drink, laugh, or talk wrestling, you probably don't want to be listening to this podcast.
Welcome to the Face Beat Heels High Podcast, everybody!
Pew, pew, pew.
And yes, if you are watching on YouTube, there are probably a million things going through your mind right now because, yes, we are supposed to be in wrestling cosplay, and we are not in wrestling cosplay. And those of you who are watching on YouTube, which you should be, are seeing an extra square. And you probably recognize the person that's in that square. And if you're
Maybe
not
not.
watching on YouTube... Go to YouTube. Watch on YouTube.
I've had a face transplant, so.
That's right. It is a special surprise pre-WrestleMania episode of the Face Beat Heels High Podcast. And let me tell you something, fam. Special is an understatement. Bakey Wildspace and I are so happy, excited, and honestly, we're actually really hella fangirling at this moment to be able to welcome to our pre-WrestleMania show, the Queen of Twitch, former SmackDown manager, fellow lover of The Office, former NXT Women's Champion, and two-time WWE Champion.
Oh, it's me. I'm Paige. No. This is fine. Keep it going. We love bloopers.
Yeah. It's happening. Just let it happen.
Yes. Okay. First of all, one of the best wrestling music of all time, entrance music. Like I'm gonna fucking toot to it, you guys. That's good fucking.
Say it. Toot.
Yes.
Fucking toot. Say it.
Toot. One of the best entrances of all time. That
For sure.
Edges. It all slaps. It all
Yep.
slaps incredibly hard.
Fucking Bob.
Yes.
Got me headbanging. Fucking love it.
We
Heck
love
yes.
it. We love to see it.
It was so funny.
Hello.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome
I
to
think
our
they may not
podcast.
recognize me because a lot of the internet think I completely changed my face. So I'm just like sister. Okay, I'm just listen, Linda. I'm not wearing black eyeshadow up to my fucking forehead anymore. That is the difference.
It's the difference.
That is the
That
difference.
is the difference. You don't understand.
Well, hi, hello, welcome to our podcast.
Well, hello.
Crazy.
Hello.
We're so
Oh, what's up, Ronnie? What's up, fam?
Please go to our YouTube, please.
he's like back away slowly.
I love that so much. I forgot. He's about to stream too. I should probably close the door.
Yeah, go
That was
for it.
actually hilarious. Let's keep that.
That was
Is
great,
this
yeah.
live?
No, it's not live.
No, but we don't
Oh,
edit
that would have
this.
been even better. Let's keep that in there.
Yeah.
There she goes. Well, anyways, Paige has joined us, shutting the door so that other streamers can stream.
All right, we're back in action.
And she's back. Well, it's so crazy to have you on our podcast because our podcast is only a year old and we
Not
just
even yet.
Oh, not even yet.
First of all, the intro to that is really good. You guys gonna have like a big, massive fucking podcast, bro. If it's not big already, I don't understand because that shit is entertaining. Because usually it's just like, hello, welcome to my podcast. You know what I mean? Like, we're so happy to be here. But instead, like, you're making it like fun.
No, I mean, that's
Like,
it.
oh,
Yeah.
okay,
We wanted
sure.
we wanted it to be like a mixture of what our 3 entrance music would be if we were wrestlers.
It's
I'm the
cute.
hey part.
Yeah.
The
Like a good
maracas.
show.
I'm the maracas.
I think I'm the
There.
violin. Dun, dun, dun.
I'm the-
I think I'm the
I'm
violin.
the trumpets. The trumpets. There's no maracas. I don't even know my own shit.
But it's also super special and important to us that like when we do have guests, we're just us still. Like we're
Yeah.
still
I love
messy.
that.
We're still like
There's
yeah.
always
I love it.
bloopers.
You know what's
We're
really
here to
funny
entertain.
is like me and Renee back in the day, this was like years ago, we wanted to start a podcast where we were just drunk the whole time.
There you go.
And we tried to do one podcast and it was actually with Samoa Joe and we were just like, we can't air this shit, dude. We are too drunk.
It's funny you say that too because when we introduced what we'll talk about, which is our our shots game or our dedication game, we started all 3 of us doing 3 full shots throughout the entire episode, and by the end we were like, and that's our podcast. That's us.
It was 3 full. It was
That's
3
a
full
wrap.
shots and a full drink.
Yeah,
So it was a drink and 3 full shots. And I used to have to make like a cocktail every week.
And we usually record at 11 in the morning every day, every Tuesday. So
And I had
like,
to go.
Oh my God.
so it's like, yeah, it was
So early, being so wasted.
Yep.
I had to go to work
Fantastic.
afterwards. I'm like,
How we laughed. How we
It's
laughed.
fantastic.
things
Oh my
are
God.
fine. Everything's fine.
Everything's good.
So what are we drinking today, y'all?
There we go.
All right,
Let's
so
do it.
I don't drink alcohol anymore. Boo, you know, like but
Hydrate,
I hydrate a lot.
Hydrate.
Drink a lot of
There you
green
go.
stuff.
I'm sorry.
Apple cider vinegar is a new
cider.
thing.
Yes.
But mostly, so Ronnie likes to, he's always on these health kicks, right? And he's consistently on health kicks. Me, I just go in and out or whatever. But I've been sticking to this for like months and months and months. But we just started doing the apple cider vinegar thing. And I hate that it has so many benefits.
I know.
Because I wish I could just stop doing it. But I'm like, but it's so good for every part of my body. And this is terrible.
Everything.
There's always him being like, we should do this. And I'm like, fuck.
Do you guys have an audible reaction to it? Because my boyfriend Nick does that, and I know that that's when he's up because he'll drink it and he'll go, "Oh God!"
Dude,
Like,
it makes you sit up so straight. Like as soon as I'm done, like and it's like my whole body is covered in like goosebumps. Dude, like it's disgusting. Ronnie can just like chug it.
Oh my
I have
God!
to like water it down with a little bit of water or something. I'm just like, this is just. It's,
I'm hardcore. I just chug it. I do that.
I do
you
gummies
drink
like a
tequila,
bitch.
huh?
Yeah.
You can tell.
I add it to my tea. I like the tanginess of it. I'm like,
Okay.
cider.
So, first of all, I'm not like the biggest fan of fucking TikTok, right? But I started watching some videos and they're really funny. I get it, right? I get it. I fucking get it, whatever. But there is a video where it's just like, I bet you can't make a face after taking tequila shots, right? And I'm like, we need to make a video about apple cider vinegar because you cannot just not make a face by
That's true.
Dude,
That's true.
I dare anyone to try and chug that shit and not want to throw up.
That's
But
true.
then
Oh,
you're
the
so-
face beat. The face beat TikTok starting a trend.
Yeah,
There you
it
go.
started here first.
Doing that
Hashtag
shit.
we started TM.
TM, face feels like TM.
TM. We say that all the time.
Oh my God, we do. Yeah, we have several in the works, waiting for our copyright.
So many shirts in progress.
PJ, tell them about the game.
Yeah, so since we're talking about beverages, I also am hydrating with water with you, my mocktail of the earth, I call it. I've never called it that. TM. Anyways. Bakey, what are you drinking? Are you drinking a Roman Coke?
I'm drinking a Coke with no Roman.
Yeah, Coke. Roman
Yes,
and Coke sans Roman.
Coke sans Roman, yeah.
Yeah,
Sans
a Coke sans Roman.
And Wild
Yes.
Spice, what are you drinking?
My Angry Orchard hard cider rosé summer bullshit.
Yes.
Right, that's not too crazy for
That
the
sounds
time.
about right.
I was gonna do White Claw, but I know how
Summer's Day.
much you hate the White Claw. So
Yo, listen, I had an experience yesterday. I don't drink beer, and my husband went out and got some Blue Moon, and he got like a Blue Moon iced coffee or iced brew something. It was delicious. It was amazing.
beer,
No,
coffee.
no.
Like it didn't even taste like coffee. Just try
Well-
it. Blue Moon. Goodbye.
Well, we have a game that we like to play here at the Face Beat Heels High podcast, and we have yet to name it. It's the game with no name.
Shots game.
It's
Why
the
don't you just
shots
call it the game with no name?
Yeah, it's the game with no
That's
name.
what we have been saying. Yes.
At this point, it is the game with no name. Anyways,
Okay.
we all have a shot to dedicate throughout the entire episode. Whenever you want to dedicate your shot, any of my 3 co-hosts here, all 3 co-hosts that make me so happy. I usually say 2 co-hosts, but it's 3 today. If you want to dedicate your shot, if there is a moment or an outfit or something that you want to dedicate your shot to, just say, I declare that it's time for me to dedicate my shot.
You do not have to. You do not have to do the accent like
I
that.
have to declare it.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
I declare bankruptcy.
Thank you. Finally. Finally.
Christina hasn't seen The Office, so she doesn't know.
Do not shame me.
I'm
Do
not
not shame me.
All right, listen, sister. You're gonna have to start watching it. We will fist fight.
Yep.
We will find you.
I don't want your
Fist
ass.
fight you.
I do not.
It's very aggressive. I'm very aggressive.
I do not want to
Okay,
catch
I'm
your
scrappy.
hands. I am. Thank you. Please don't beat me because
Can I
I
hear-
will lose.
Can I
have
play the
carpal
sound
tunnel.
now? Can I play it? We don't need to hear about your. When you hear the sound, drink whatever you've got.
Yeah, basically, that's the game.
Clear out the bar. Clear out your sinuses.
Dude, fun fact though.
A shot of apple cider vinegar. Let us know if you do.
Little behind the scenes kind of deal here. So it reminds me of the Undertaker. So even though all of us have seen the Undertaker's entrance so many times, at WrestleManias you will always see like a crowd of just wrestlers standing at the side of the entrances because we all just love watching his entrance every single time.
That makes me so happy.
Dude, it's as soon as we're like, oh my God, he's up next, people will like backstage will run to the front because they just want to like visualize it. It's the coolest entrance to see in person, obviously, but if you're a wrestling fan and you grew up watching that kind of thing too, just you never grow out of being just the biggest fan of that entrance ever. Like everyone, doesn't matter how long you've been in WWE, doesn't matter what, if you're in the friggin' main event, it doesn't matter, but everyone like rushes to the front because they just want to watch this entrance every single year without fail.
I love that.
That makes me so happy.
I love that. I actually did have since we are kind of going into like WrestleMania weekend, I had a question about specifically like WrestleMania for wrestlers, because as fans, like we grow up seeing all these like backstage things and like all this other stuff going on. But is it like, it's in a sense like a reunion, right? Like everyone's there together for the first time in a long time.
Pandemic though.
I know.
Right.
Yeah.
Son of a. Yeah, no, but usually everyone is together and it's like, we call it wrestler vacation, right? Usually like wrestler vacation is when you go on tours of Europe and stuff like that because you're whatever. But wrestler vacation in WrestleMania week is really special because all of a sudden all the wrestlers and their families, like all the families get to be there, which is really cool. Like WWE pays for the hotels and everything to have the family there. That's the one pay-per-view, obviously, a year that we get to do that kind of stuff. So it's just one massive family, all at this WrestleMania, obviously, hotel. And then you also have like over 100,000 plus wrestling fans just completely taking over a state. Like, you can't walk anywhere. Like, you cannot walk anywhere, but it's like the buzz is just incredible. Like, everyone loves WrestleMania week. They know they're going to be really fucking busy.
Right.
It's like you have to get up early. You have to do these sign-ins. You have to go do these meet and greets. You have to go to Access and do whatever we're doing, like playing video games with people, or you have to do media days, which is so long. Like there's European media day, like literally where just all the European media comes in and then we all have to like sit at tables and like switch and keep going around and doing all that kind of stuff. Then you rush here, then you rush that. But it's like, it's still really, really fun.
Yeah.
And like, well, I'm trying to think of all the stuff that we get to, and then we have to go to like these random parties and stuff, which those are the things that I'm kind of like, oh, because I just don't like socializing like that. So you just like, you just have to like, I took Roddy there with me one time to this random party and I'm like, don't worry, we'll only have to be here for a little bit. But it's like, there's all the important people there and we're just like, hi, yes, yeah, take a little drink and then get the fuck out. But
do some wrestlers then like, because I was in Dallas and there's like one main strip in Dallas and there were like bubbles of like pockets of people being like, oh, I saw this person or I saw this person. Do some wrestlers stay completely away from that area and other ones are like, let's do it. I want to see the fans. I love that.
Dude, yeah. So you have half people that like that week they want to go out and they want to have fun because we're all in the same place. Usually you're in different states, different hotels every single day. So you never have a time where you're just in the same bed.
Right.
And that's such a big thing for a wrestler is they're like, I don't have to unpack my stuff for this full week and it feels good. Like, and I like, you don't have to move anywhere. So after you get all your work done or like, oh, I don't have to be up early tomorrow for a night and everyone's like, let's go out, right? And usually there's Wale Mania too, where Wale will throw a big party Wrestlemania week somewhere. And that has a mixture between all the wrestlers being there and all the fans too.
Oh my God,
that's I've been there a couple of times, but the last couple of years, I'm like, I need to stay away, dude. I don't drink anymore. So it was always fun going to New Orleans and doing it too, because then you have the strip and everyone is down there. Like, it's really hard to walk down there because you're getting swarmed. And then we were filming Total Divas at the same time. I'm like, of course we're going to get swarmed right now. There's cameras. We're down the friggin' busiest street in New Orleans. And then we're going in and out of bars, fucking karaoke, everything. I was like, it was a mess, but it was fun at the same time.
So it sounds like it's I mean, just hyped up with adrenaline, but at the same time, kind of like a moment of stillness for you guys, since you actually don't have to be wrestling. Oh, that's awesome.
It's like awesome. Everyone wants to be at WrestleMania. Everyone wants to be on the show. But like, it's also, even if you're not going to WrestleMania, you'll have fans there because they're going to access. And then that whole week, all the independent companies come in and they put shows around WrestleMania week as well.
Yeah.
So like you have all these indie federations that people are going to, and then they all it's just a like wrestling world. Like that state, the whole of that state turns into a wrestling world. Like it's wild. And then as soon as you touch down from the airplane, like there's WrestleMania posters in the airport. You walk down the street and it's hanging off all the poles and stuff like that. So it literally is just wrestling. It's everywhere you look is wrestling.
So it's magic.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's really, really cool.
Must be nice.
Must be nice.
Must be nice. Like, even
cheers, Jerry.
I like to dedicate my shot to becoming a wrestling fan during a pandemic and never getting to see a live event or knowing what it's like.
Cheers, bitch.
Dedicate a shot to future me walking in the streets.
I'm right.
Once all that starts coming back, though, I always say to everyone, you have to experience WrestleMania. And SummerSlam is becoming very similar too, even though it's not like. I think it's starting to be the full week, but usually it's not the full week. But that was always like special because it was special to me because it was always around my birthday. So I was like, we're partying, bitch. But I mean, now again, I don't party, so it's kind of like a waste of fucking time. But at least I get to be there, like at the wrestling side of things, which is always fun. And you get to, again, you get to reunite with everyone too. That like usually everyone's on separate brands now. So then everyone gets to come together and be like, oh my God, I haven't seen you in so long. Like,
and there's obviously like, aren't there crossovers too between like some of the indie people and the people in WWE? So it's literally like, you get to like be like, oh, are you going to be in Dallas for Mania? Oh, I'll meet you there. That's so cool. Yeah. That's very cool. For example,
like people who I trained with growing up or the companies that I work for on the indies and stuff like that, like Shimmer and everything like that.
Right.
Everyone is just around, like everyone who's every wrestler you can imagine is there that week because they know the show's going to be good, obviously, because it's just full of wrestling fans.
Yeah.
And they want to be around wrestling constantly 24/7. That's the week to be a part of it. But you walk down the street and everyone's wearing wrestling merchandise. Yep. Like it's really
even on
cool.
the plane. It was like on the plane. I was like, oh, 316. Oh, 316. Oh, so many large men wearing 316.
Yeah, it's crazy. And like we know as soon as we get on that flight, we're like, there's gonna be wrestling fans on here, 1,000%. And then when you touch down, there's just crowds of people like waiting for you in the airport, which is really cool too. But you're just like, oh my God, at first you're like, it's like hectic. You're just like,
overwhelming.
And then you settle in. Yeah. And then you settle in for a second. And then you're just like, I can just chill in my hotel room if I wanted to, or I could just go and have some fun outside.
Get bombarded, I'm sure.
Yeah. But also in the hotels, like they've been really great with, having parts of the hotel where wrestlers can just go and just be like, just
an area that's just for you guys, not for the general public.
Yeah, we like at no point would anyone like bitch about it, but at the same time, sometimes you just need to have a moment where like, because WrestleMania week again is just so hectic with everybody just being there. That's just nice to just be like, I just want to breathe and hang out with my friends, but I have to like walk outside this hotel right now.
It's also always been such a like testament to me about like the business of wrestling, because I don't think there's any other, like, the fact of like going out or like exerting all that energy and then being able to step in a ring in front of thousands of people and put on like a Broadway caliber show. Like I feel like Broadway stars are like, no, I have to be in bed by 5:30. Like,
yeah. Oh no, wrestlers never sleep. That's the issue. It's like, like they're on really super early flights. Like, so for example, when we're doing the European tour, I remember waking up in France, getting on a flight, going to bed in Spain, and then waking up and then ending the night in Italy or something like that. You just like you're
like
never,
where am I?
Yeah, you're just like, what is
Where
happening?
in the world am I?
Where am I? Like, where's my wrestling kit? Like, you have to like keep track of everything. Oh, that's always one thing too. You're so paranoid about your wrestling gig.
That's what I was gonna ask.
You have to have it in your carry-on. You can never have it in the bag that you're checking in. That is the biggest rookie move you can do.
Noted.
Did that ever happen to you?
Noted.
Oh, I've had that where I've just been like, I kept some spare stuff like in the drawers that we get backstage. There's some drawers that we can keep in there. Not the best gear that I like, but just for backup. But I remember like it was so early in the morning and I had to get this flight and then I just like packed everything and then just like left and didn't even carry on. Like I was that tired, dude. Like you get so tired in the end. I remember having to have like someone hold up my head while I was getting my makeup done because I was just so exhausted. So yeah, I did that once and I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking? But luckily they got my bag in time, like just before the show started. So I'm like, oh my gosh, like I have my gear. This is great.
Is there a certain type of eyelash glue that wrestlers all use?
No, it's just regular stuff. It's just regular stuff. But I mean, it stays on. The makeup that they use, we're always surprised. Like we get it caked on our face, by the way. We have so much makeup on. But the makeup ladies is so good that it just doesn't budge. Like
I know.
I can sleep in that shit ready to get up super early in the morning. Because sometimes I'll do that. I'll take the foundation off because it gets cakey. But the eyeshadow and stuff like that, I leave on. And I just sleep and then I wake up and it's just fucking normal again. Like, you know, and then...
The saying is like yesterday's eyeliner can become today's smoky eye if you believe in yourself.
Oh, it is. Like we believe in yourself. Small wrestlers, I'm telling you, like we have to like improvise because we like constantly just on the road all the time. And then you have to get up early to do like media somewhere, or you're getting up early because you need to finish the rest of the drive that you just tapped out on the night before. So, you have to improvise. So you're just like, okay, I'm just gonna keep this eyeshadow on and then I'm just gonna put some foundation on when I wake up. This is fine. You know,
this is fine. Everything
just look like an absolute crackhead walking around, but it's fine.
And eyelashes up on your forehead.
And then I look like Paul Bearer constantly. I was like, something's happening.
Do you think like with how like the pandemic is going and how everybody is like kind of forced to stay in one place, do you think people are antsy or they're just like breathing like, yay?
I think at this point everyone's antsy. At first it was nice for everybody to be able to be in one place again. But after a while you do start missing the road so much. Like just being able to like just travel and like wrestle in front of crowds. Like
that must be the main thing.
Yeah, I feel antsy and I haven't been doing it like anything really. Like the promo that I had to do, I could do via Zoom and stuff like that. Like, you know, but the people that are there, the wrestlers that are there that are just busting their ass every single day and having to do it in front of just Zoom cameras, you know, like I can understand how frustrating that could be because like you don't get the same adrenaline rush you do unless there's people in the crowd. Obviously,
we're all so part of what has brought us together is that we're all actors and we all love stage. So it's the same thing. Like you put out what you get back, you know. Like so it must be. We've talked about on our podcast how it must be just so hard to like make a shift. And I also think that there's something to be said too about like the things that you can get away with when you don't have a live crowd, right? Because there's so much like stuff that's happening it's like, hang on, that's angle or like that, like that.
Oh, dude,
that pyro.
You can hide so much. Exactly. Yeah.
Seriously.
Because they can put the shot on camera the crowd or something like, you know, like do something or the noise kind of like
with this whole transformation that Alexa Bliss has been having with her like double personality situation. I'm like, girl, that is it pre-recorded? Because like that was too quick.
That shit is always live, but she is so good. And like the thing is with Lexi is like in person, she's such a quiet little unicorn. Like she's so like timid and just like very sweet. Like
see,
at first I was just like,
I'm
I don't
coming.
trust you. Like when I first met her, because I was like, you're so nice. Like, what the hell? Like, I say with my friend Raquel, who Jerry knows. I'm like, how can someone be that nice? But she's genuinely the nicest person, hasn't changed. But as soon as she goes in the ring, I'm like blown away by her. Like her acting chops and everything is just like, it's fantastic. It's so good. Yeah, chef's kiss, dude. Like, she's really good at her. She's really good at her job. She's very good.
I will say too that like that all of that stuff too, like you cannot get away with that with a crowd like that. That's not. They will not let you have that.
Oh no, dude. There's so much you can get away with this time around. But I know people do miss crowds. I remember this one time, I was actually just telling it on my stream the other day of like something that I had to do live. And I don't know if you guys watched this one, but where the Bellas stole my wrestling gear. Yep. And then I had to put the fairy costume on. Yep. And so that was all live though. That was the most insane thing, is that the Bellas stole my gear. Like they were doing the live shot, and then I had to take freaking, what did they call, leave a base where they called a blue pants in NXT. Into the room, we had to like quickly change, and I had to put her thing on, and then I had to try and run out, and I'm trying to put my Doc Martens on at the same time. And then like they played my music, and I'm like, I'm still not ready, and they were like, it's okay, we can just play it again, and just like we can say that you weren't ready. You know what I mean?
Loop that shit.
Like, we can do this again. And then I walk out like,
I'm a fairy.
I'm a fucking fairy. But like, it's just like the whole like person. I've just been able to do that. And then I had to like try and remember the promo that I was about to do with the Bellas straight after this match with Summit too. And I'm just like, I have no idea what's happening. Like
wrestling is it's improv, it's scripted, it's sports, it's literally everything I love.
Theater. Yeah.
Everything
is that once you know like your character, you know, like it's really easy to improvise after that.
Yeah.
Like you're like, I know what I'm supposed to say. I know like, so when they give you like, you know, the verbiage that you have to do, it changes consistently all throughout the day. Even when you're in the ring, you can get them telling you like, we're going to cut this short, or we're going to go longer, or we have to get to this point. So you're just always having to improvise that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So all I do is like, I'll look at the script and what the gist of what they've wanted me to say, and like all 7 different things that they gave me.
Yeah.
And I'll just put it into like bullet points in my head and be like, okay, like this, I definitely have to say this. There's a highlighted part that we definitely have to say in there. Like this is what Vince wants you to say, so make sure you say it. So for example, like my promo that I had to do when I had to retire, that was all obviously improvised because they let me have freedom, but they said you have to say this at some point, and that was I have to go find something else to do, right? Because I guess the next day, even though they didn't tell me, I was going to become the GM. But like, there's always some point where you have to be like, okay, I have to remember to say that, because if I don't say that, I'm going to get into trouble.
Well, we definitely have to. Then we had it on all our bullet points. Was something we wanted to talk to you about. Was your
wonderful segue?
Was your time as GM?
Yes.
Oh, I loved it, dude. That was a lot, though, dude. Oh my god. I haven't had to do so many promos in all my career than I had to do like while being GM, which was really cool. I really enjoyed it. But again, everything was live with that too. Like the only thing I had to, no, that wasn't even pre-recorded. I had to do a promo, and that was Ronnie's first time being there and his dad first time meeting me, and they were backstage and I had to go live, and I was like, this is a lot of pressure. Don't fuck up. There's also like, there was one promo where I had to walk, talk to Asuka, walk, talk to The Miz, and then walk, talk to Absolution maybe, but there was like a lot of verbiage for each one of them, and it was all live. So I'm like, fuck, I have to remember like everything right now. So again, they're like, that's like bullet points. But the thing about that is it just makes you better, you know, everything they give you, like I loved, because I was just getting better and better. I feel like each time, and it was like a learning experience for me as well.
You roll with the punches.
Exactly. You just have to roll with it. You're like, I have no idea what the fuck is going on. But
what was your favorite like storyline that you did as GM?
Favorite storyline
or thing that you
it's probably with Ellsworth. He was always really fun.
Oh God! You don't even know what you just did right now. I don't even know what you just.
I gotta give a quick shout out to our friends at Those Wrestling Girls, because we have had extensive Thirsty Thursdays where we've talked about the man that is James Ellsworth's character. That is James Ellsworth. So quick shout out to them. But he was great. He was like super giving, and
dude, it's just always entertaining to do to do backstages with him. The other person who was really fun to do backstages with was always R-Truth, because he first of all doesn't age
king.
at all.
Light
He's
of
the
my
king of this
fucking-
podcast.
light
I
of my
fucking
life.
love that man.
Dude, he's the funniest person you will ever come across. Like, he's so funny, and he'll come up with all his creative as well.
love
Like,
it.
I don't think that I have called Ricochet Rick by his name once properly since he called him Richard O'Shea. That's how I refer to him in my house.
Dude, it's great. Like when he went into the this is all his idea because he's a freaking genius.
Yeah.
And he'll go into he was like, yeah, I'll go into the ring and just confront Brock Lesnar. You know what I mean? And or like when we were doing the Slammies, you know, and then he wanted to make fun of what's his face, Steve Harvey, when he announced like the wrong person. He was like, oh, we can do that today with Paige and Nikki Bella and stuff. So I'm just like, this shit is so gold. Like he's gold, dude. He's so entertaining, and I was always like super happy to like be in a promo with him. Carmella was always good to be in a promo with too.
Did you feel like when you were GM that you had to like either scale back or like amplify this like character that you'd been given, or even like change her completely into something new when you took the role as GM? Or
honestly, I just had to be like less wrestler Paige. Honestly, I had to try and like separate that because I was being Paige, but I had to be more corporate Paige. Sorry, my dog is barking. But so like I was just a little bit of an extra version of just Saraya, honestly. Because if I was Paige, I would be like this fucking angry little emo running around. But I'm just like, I have to be an adult right now. Like I have to make business decisions. So yeah, I just amped my like real life character Saraya up a little bit.
Do you think Sonya Deville is kind of going through that now?
I think so.
Yeah, because she's like finding this balance between wrestler and kind of more corporate. So
dude, first of all, her and Mandy are so fantastic as human beings. Like
I love them so much.
Dude, me having to be their coach on Tough Enough. And then having to say the things I had to say to him because I had to be the bad guy, like the fucking Simon Cowell. They're like, a British person, you're a heel. You know what I mean? Like, so like I had to like be the bitch.
Not funny.
Like, but it was really nice to see it like come full circle, and then we got to be part of Absolution together. And, like, I got to bring them in, and I was so protective of them, you guys. Like I was so protective. I remember trying to prank them as well one day, and I told them because they were running a little bit late one day for a live event. It's not a big deal, right? But they were running a little bit late, so I thought I'd prank them and say that their match got moved to first. So like they had to get ready in the car. They had to get ready in the car. Oh, and she at first like Sonya did not believe it because I was constantly pranking them and doing shit like that. I pranked them one time by saying that I got popped on another drug test and I got what's it called? Suspended again, right?
Oh my God.
We pranked the whole backstage. It was me, Nia Jax, and Mike Rowe, and we didn't show the full thing because WWE wanted to post about it, so I couldn't say like the drug test thing, but they knew it was like the drug test thing. So I was like, they were like, oh my God, Rhea popped another drug test, man. She fell off the wagon, you know what I mean? Like it's really bad. And Sonya was so upset. Like they both started like tearing up and stuff. They were like, no, because they called me Mama Paige, right?
Aww.
They would always, Sonya's younger than me, dude.
And you're like, ha ha.
Dude, when they went out for the entrance, yeah, she's younger than me.
How old is
by
she?
like
That
2 or 3 years.
Does
she's
that
a baby.
make me a cougar?
Yes.
That totally makes me a cougar. She's my daddy. I will do whatever she says.
She's amazing, dude. And but as soon as the entrance hit, they walked out without me, and then I ran up outside and was like, ah! And it was like an April Fool's thing, I think. I was like, April Fool's, bitch! And they were just like, ah! Like Mandy was in the middle being like this, and she was like, trying to do her pose, and then she was like on the entrance being like, I fucking hate you. I'm like, I'm so sorry.
You were not
sobbing. I would have been sobbing for no reason, like laughing, crying. And
you got me.
On a scale of 1 to Natty, how mad were they at you?
Oh, Natty doesn't get mad.
Dude, well, you did the brownie thing and lied to her and told her that she accidentally ate weed brownies and then she crashed her car.
Let's get into it.
She is a rule follower, dude, all the time. And like, I love to fuck with Natty all the time. Like, I love her.
Probably
like,
my favorite thing you've ever done. I think when I watched that, like I watched that last summer, I was fucking crying, laughing so hard that I made Taylor. I was like, look at this fucking. Like, Natty was like, we have to crash the car. I can't take the drug test because I took weed brownies.
She was legit. I told the producers, I was like, don't tell Natty, but I'm gonna do this to her right now. And then first of all, in that episode, I got in like a legit fight with someone because they tried to like attack Natty. And Jerry knows this story.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Like. We were having like this party at that Fandango's place, I think, and like we were all just having a party, and that's where
Claudia?
This is
where do they live? Just kidding.
You ladies are thirsty.
Kidding. I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. But I'm kidding. I'm not kidding.
She's like, I'm listening.
I'm listening. Go on. What's their couch look like? Go on.
Dude,
you were saying you were at Fandango's.
Yeah, and it was like we're filming this house party, and then like I said to the producers like, hey, there's brownies here. I'm just gonna tell Natty that there's hot brownies. So we're like, okay, and I was like, don't fucking say anything to her. Anyway, this random fucking like super white chick. I'm talking about like, oh my god, I'm so happy to be her. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. All of a sudden, like, starts talking shit to Natty, who's the most wonderful human in the world, by the way. Like, so sweet. Like, wouldn't hurt a fly. She's just happy to be here. You know what I mean? And like fucking.
Natty's my soulmate.
Yeah, but this girl gets in her face and starts calling her the N-bomb. Right? And I was just like, what the fuck did you say, motherfucker? Like, yeah, I was like mad. And Natty's just like, I'm Paige. I don't know what's happening, you know? And I'm just like, wait a second. So I like get in this chick's face and I'm wearing my hat and I'm thinking I'm being loud. And I was just like, what the fuck did you just say to her? Like that, right? And then she starts like talking shit to me and like smacks my hat off my hand. And I was just like,
oh no, bitch.
I was like, the British side is about to come out.
When was her
dude.
funeral?
Yeah.
What
dude,
was her
I
funeral?
headbutted her.
The next episode will be a funeral episode.
Of course you headbutted her.
Dude, I headbutted her. I said, boom, and I headbutted because that's my mom and dad. My dad and my brothers would always say like that's the thing that people least expect you to do.
That's true.
Yeah.
Right. So
That's
if you
true.
put one back, like they're gonna fucking see it. But if you just do boom, so this girl fucking, I headbutt this girl. She like rocks, falls down, right? And then I'm on top of her, like the fucking going nuts. Anyway, her boyfriend comes charging after me, and then Annie, who's this one of the producers for Total Divas, she's I would say like Naya's height, like she's tall, right? She fucking scoops the guy up and he's like kicking and screaming and she like throws him out the door and the cameras are still just like, this is great.
Yeah, that didn't make the show.
This is
like,
awesome
what
TV.
No, I feel like they were like, we might get in trouble, you know, like it's your first episode and you're already trying to beat someone up. Right?
It's your first episode.
It was your first episode?
It was my first episode.
Yeah,
He
it
was
was.
like the main producer. He was just like, welcome to the show. I was like, thank you.
Yeah,
So
instead
I
we're
just
just
bought some
gonna.
new sandals and they were busted from this chick's head. And I was just like, I was holding it down on the ground. Like I used to tell the story like this all the time where, you know, if like a dog pees on the floor and then you're just like, bad. And then I was just saying, I was like, you're a bitch. You're a bitch. Don't say that word. You don't say it. And so
Rubbing
like,
her
she
nose
gets-
in it.
Yeah. Oh, she
That's
was.
what she
fucking
fucking
mad.
gets.
I
love that
it's
it's
just
for
like
messing with
sitting in the
Natty.
back, like, and then she's still worried in her head that she's freaking high at the same time. It's just like, I feel bad.
Yeah, it's like instead they just pan to Natty throwing brownies down the toilet, like flushing brownies down the toilet. She's like, we have to get rid of them.
Dude, she's outrageous. It's so funny, and like you think like that's not real, but that's
No,
that's
she's
so
a cartoon
real.
character for sure.
She's a cartoon. I'm like,
Yeah.
Natty, like, why are you trying to put these? You're gonna block his toilet. Like, this is crazy. And she's just trying to. She was like, we need to get rid of these. And I'm like, what do you think is gonna happen here? Natty?
Someone blocked the toilet, but it does smell like delicious chocolate
Yeah.
treats. So
I mean, there is some brown residue down there, but I think it's chocolate.
I think it's chocolate.
Like, so the next day, obviously, we have drug testers there, and she's freaking the fuck out. So the first thing she does is like, I'll just crash this car real quick, so then it gives me an excuse not to go in for a couple of hours. Maybe
Yeah,
order a permit.
I swear, dude, it's like the best thing I've ever seen on television. I was like,
Cameron was in the car, and I tell you, she came to like the arena, like a couple of, she was like, "What the fuck have you done, dude?" She was like, "I thought I was gonna die." I was like, "Listen, relax."
I was like,
It
Natty,
just a
I have to
little
go to
ding.
work. That's what she said. She was like, I have to go to work, Natty. It's real quick. We're just gonna crash it real quick. And I was like,
It was like the lightest little crash. It was like, you know, and like, into a trash can. I was like, nice. And then I had to like tell her, and she was just like, I crashed my car because of you. Like, it's like, I'm so sorry.
It's my favorite story. I can hear it all the time. All the time.
Yeah, I was the one who pranked people though. That's the thing. Like Renee too. She was getting on it. Like the time when I made Renee crawl inside Becky's bag, she was not happy, dude. Like she crawled inside her bag because she's known for having this biggest fucking bag that she brought to wrestling that could fit a whole human being in it. So Renee was like, maybe we can fit a whole human being in it, right? So I tried, and my neck doesn't bend that way anymore. But like, so I was like, Renee, you might have to try and get in it. So Renee's just like, contorts herself. I like zip it up. And like, I just have this recorded, and then like Becky comes in, and she was just like, which you should never touch anyone's stuff. So like now when I look back on it, I was like, I shouldn't have touched her stuff ever, right? That's so shitty. But she's wondering why her stuff was outside her bag. We folded it, made sure it was nice. She like unzips it, and then Renee's like, yeah! And she just looks at her like, what the fuck?
No, not having it.
Becky's usually so happy about everything, but she was like holding it together, like, I want to kill you. You know what I mean?
No. So
I was just like,
don't touch my shit.
Yeah, no, dude, I would be mad too. I was like, did you really just touch my shit? Like, you don't touch people's shit, right?
Put
But
a
we just
human
thought
in
it was
there?
really funny. It was not, apparently.
That's her. I can't.
Yeah.
We should probably talk about your NXT time. As much as
Yeah.
I was talking about
Yes.
pranks.
I was like,
Talk
shit,
about that.
I don't even remember what we were supposed to talk about next.
Like I have it right in front of me. Does it matter?
No, it doesn't
So do
matter.
I.
No,
I think-
but
no,
I do
I
want to know about NXT time.
Yes, since like Face Beat Heels High has just we've become such big fan. I've been watching for a few years. I think like Wild Space has been watching now for a year, almost back to back every week. We cover it every week, and we've just become like such big fans of NXT. And I told them at the beginning, I was like, NXT is where it's at. Like you have to watch NXT. But I would love to hear about your experience in NXT because it was when it was truly developmental, and it wasn't like
It was very
like it wasn't like
small and like I remember when I turned up and I was like, this is WWE now? Like I was like, are you sure I'm supposed to like be here? Like this like it was that kind
like
of
a
thing.
Gold's Gym.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even that big though. It was really small. So like the locker room, there was like one shower, two toilets, but it was like very small. Like this, my room in here is bigger than the locker room we had. This is way bigger than the locker room we had. And there was already 5 women there, and it was like me, Shaw Guerrero, which is Eddie Guerrero's daughter. There was Alicia Fox's sister, and I can't remember her name now, but Audrey Marie and Summer Rae. And then Eva Lise came in too. She's now in AEW. Her name was Sofia Cortez at the time. But yeah, so it was strange because like when I first walked in, I was so different to everybody. Like I was pale, I had the dark hair, I still had all my piercings and my gauges and stuff. It was really, really strange feeling. Like the girls did not like, Summer was always really nice. Summer was so sweet. Like she's always been sweet, but the girls didn't like me at all. Because like Shaw Guerrero, I ended up being really good friends with her though, but she apologized later on and she was like, honestly, I'm really sorry. She was like, she actually said, I was intimidated by you because you knew how to wrestle. And I was like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know. Like, but she was like, you just had a different look. And she was like, that was intimidating for girls like us who were in you know, and I completely understood. And now I love it. It's like, we became such good friends. I remember just getting so mad. Like Alicia Fox's sister used to make fun of my accent constantly, and it used to piss me off so fucking bad. To the point I kicked the door down before, and I was like, "Shut your fucking mouth!" Like I was so mad, and she's like, "I can't believe you're yelling at me." Like yeah. And then I remember like this other time where I like was doing. So in the performance in the FCW, it was like 2 rings, like a little small like area where people can sit. Like it was very small. The 2 locker rooms, the room where like Dusty and Dr. Tom and everyone were hanging out, Norman. And then there was a small little doctor's office, which was so tiny, it can only fit like one of the little beds in there. And then you go through this little hallway, and then you'd have like the arena where people would come and watch the show. And that's where we'd have our promo days too. But yeah, so we didn't have a lot to work with at the time.
Right.
But it was good though, because I feel like those were like the good old days, is what you said, because all the people that were in there when I got there was me, there was Seth, there was Roman, there was John Moxley, Luke Harper, rest in peace, there was Bray Wyatt, there was just all these massive stars, and we were all just together, like fresh face, starting out in WWE, and it was really, really cool. And we would do these promo classes. It was just so nice. It was very nice. Very small, and just we just had, that was just the group, and it was awesome.
What was it like navigating that as a woman too?
Yeah, there was like again only a handful of women in there, and at first it was like I hated it because there was a lot of bikini contests that we had to do, and I thought that was so ridiculous, and it was not what I signed up for. And I understood, like, coming into WWE that maybe you would have to do that, but I was like, so early on, like, I feel like, and I remember in the documentary I said, I want to change this. I don't like doing this stuff.
Yeah.
And I hate it because I was like, you know, again, like 19 years old, and then there was like a crowd of people, a small crowd of people, and most of them would be kids, and I'd have to be like, woo, here's my body, you know what I mean? And I'm just like, this feels so weird.
Yeah,
and like, I love wrestling, and that's what I wanted to do for so long. So I remember getting so mad about it. And then the other girls decided, yeah, you're right, we don't want to do these anymore. We want to have actual wrestling matches. And we actually started having fun. Like, so with Joey Mercury and Dr. Tom, they would let us do these fun matches where we do Money in the Bank, where we'd have to climb, grab the thing. And we started having so much fun back there. Like, all the girls wanted to wrestle. We were doing German suplexes. Like, on the road, you weren't allowed to do those. You do an old school diva roll-up is what we call them, you know. And but we got to do so much stuff, and it was really, really cool. And everyone was taking us seriously down there because they were seeing the progress and the fact that, you know, a lot of us could wrestle and wanted to wrestle, you know, and everyone loved that. I remember Bray saying, "You wrestle like a dude." And I was like, "Thank you."
In Bray we pray.
Yes. In Bray we pray.
TM.
Yeah. I really like Bray.
Yeah.
That's super interesting.
Awesome. He's a very nice person. Very nice person.
We figure. We love him.
Yeah.
Do we wanna take a break and then come back to it?
Yeah, let's take a break.
Take a mini break. Let's take a little break. We're gonna go and hear from our friend James Mattern from the Commissioner of Comedy podcast.
Hey babies, it is me, the self-appointed Commissioner of Comedy, James Mattern. I just want to tell you that every week I'll be wherever you listen to podcasts with my show, The Commissioner of Comedy. I've been doing this, babies, for almost 20 years, grinding up and down, and I'm here to convey it to you about the do's and don'ts of the comedy scene, the proper etiquette, the unwritten rules, if you will. Whether you're just a fan, or you're a young buck starting out, a grizzled old vet, or just someone who wants to peek behind the curtain and see how the sausage gets made, tune into the podcast, The Commissioner of Comedy. This is what it's about. It's only on Paper House Network, and it's for you, babies. It's for you.
It's only on Paper House Network, and it's for you, babies. It's for you. James Mattern with the Commissioner of Comedy podcast, available on Paper House Network, along with podcasts such as the Face Beat Heels High podcast. You are with us and our friend Paige, our new friend Paige.
What's up?
Yeah, you smile when you say that. Did you see that? That was so cute. Our new friend Paige.
It's like, she's so chill that I really have to bring my energy down because I feel like I'm in my soul like a golden retriever puppy, and I feel like you'd be like, you're gotta calm down. So I brought my
a couple of years ago. You know what I mean?
I brought my Ricks. They're my Ricks, so they're keeping me a little bit more chill.
We love Ric Flair.
Show them to the people with the unicorn.
What?
Show them to the people riding the unicorn.
They're on a cow.
Okay, then.
Oh, we're switching up today. Okay.
Yeah. We're switching up.
Look at the cow.
Yeah. I feel like they feel a little bit weird in the bottom of the screen, like it's a little bit sensual for some reason.
It is sexual. It is sexual.
I can't.
I don't know.
Ric Flair is so awesome, and when you see Ric Flair around Charlotte all the time, you can just see how proud he is, and it's really sweet. Like, you're just constantly just crying. I'm just like, why are you crying, Rick? And
Well,
and stuff. But
that's
like,
actually a good segue to one of my favorite things I've ever seen you do was when you turned on PCB and you went off on Ric Flair, and it was my favorite thing ever.
Dude, I'm not allowed to have any friends in wrestling because I keep telling, I was like, I'm gonna turn on you eventually. Like, it's in the script. Like, we can't be friends.
It's in the script.
Yeah, I'm just like, there's no way. I'm a lone wolf, bitch.
I
I'm
can't.
a lone wolf.
I had so much fun with them too, because obviously I've known Becky since I was like 12, dude. I've been known her for so many years. And then Charlotte, I've known her since she came into NXT and didn't know what face cream was. She thought it was concealer. And I remember just being like, sis, no. Let me
Mama
help
Paige.
you. Yeah.
Mama Paige.
Mama Paige again, dude. Mama Paige again.
It's funny that you're like, you're all my babies, but then I will beat your ass eventually.
Me and my sweet babies, yes, I will beat you.
Friendship. Yeah, we will be separated. No, I had so much fun with PCB, which is hilarious because we were called submission sorority at first, and I'm like, you couldn't just do a quick Google search about that?
Submission sorority?
What?
Yeah, we called it for one show, right? And then it was trending online, being like, "You're named after a porn group." Like,
oh no!
I'm like, of course.
Damn
Why
it,
wouldn't we? I was
creative.
like, you couldn't do a quick fucking Google search, bro. So in the end, it was like,
Oh no.
call on PCB, and that was just where
I didn't know
it
that.
come from. And I was like,
Is there any sorority? Is there any whatever you said T-shirts? Because I would like one.
Submission sorority.
oh no, I mean, we
Submission
can make it
sorority?
happen. I'm pretty sure you can find them on the hub somewhere. So
I can make it happen. Don't you worry, sis. I got you.
Yeah, but yeah, I had fun turning against them. It was like, I mean, we were together for a minute, but eventually one of the groups had to break up and like kind of just try and go in their separate ways a little bit. And of course, I was the one that got chose. I remember doing the Madison Square Garden match, and that was really, really fun. And the crowd went absolutely ballistic when I was like running and went to go tag both Becky and Charlotte, and they both just dropped off the apron. And I was like, oh, what the? Why did you do this to me? After all this, after I treated you so terribly, how could you do that? But yeah, like the crowd still went nuts. That was really cool. But yeah, they're both so easy to work with, and I never have an issue with them, and they always want it to be like very even, and that's really cool. That's really cool. And then being able to slap Ric Flair was really cool too.
Yeah, like that's my question is on a scale of like 1 to 10, how fun is a well planned out heel turn?
Oh gosh, everyone gets so excited about this kind of
I
stuff.
know.
Everyone is ready to turn heel. Like, and it's always
That's
like
how
a
I
good
live
show
my
thing. So
life.
when I turned against AJ, that was really fun. AJ
Right.
Lee, and then
Yeah.
turning against Foxy, turning against PCB, turning against everybody. It's always, I mean, it's expected, but people will get excited about it, and I mean, the crowd kind of knows what it's about to come to. They kind of see the signs, but it's always super fucking. It's the adrenaline rush you get because the crowd just pops so loud, and you're just like, oh, this makes me want to be even more aggressive. Yeah, it's really, it's
everything else.
Yeah, it's really fun, and I like to be a part of someone's heel turn too. So when like Naomi turned on me, or when Sasha turned heel in NXT. Like that was really, really fun. Like I just love it. Everyone loves a good heel turn. Are you kidding me?
I know. Well, speaking of WrestleMania, I know that one of the other like bullet points that we really wanted to ask you about was how are you feeling about the Bianca Belair and Sasha match? Are you super excited for it?
Oh yeah, super excited. First of all, they're both amazing wrestlers. I mean, Sasha can never put on a bad match, I feel like at this point. You know what I mean? And then Bianca is just so like athletically like just superior.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
She's
I'm
just
like
a monster.
Yeah. And I just feel like, you know, she wasn't a wrestler previously from what I believe. And like, yeah, and she kind of like took it to like a duck to water, dude. Like she is just naturally just gifted in everything. Like she has that star, like you know, like that star factor, star quality, and then making all her own gear too. I mean, like that's hard, dude.
Yeah,
that is a game changer. Well,
it made
to find the time to do all that as well.
Yeah,
it like gave me goosebumps when you were talking about earlier when you were talking about like seeing when you see the posters when you get off the plane at Mania, and like they had that whatever the mural painted of them in London and all that stuff, and I'm like that must feel so incredible, to just see all of that. Yeah,
dude, just having fans tattoo your face on their body is crazy enough. Just like wow. I can't remember who said it, but like they were like, can you imagine if someone just gets cancelled and then you just have their face on you? Like, you know what I mean? You have to worry about that now.
You don't worry about that now. Think about who you're gonna get tattooed on.
I mean, it's really cool. You're just like, wow, that's really fucking awesome. You have my face tattooed. But like, getting someone's signature is also really cool.
Yeah.
Also, I'm just like, man, I would never do that.
No. Like,
I also have shit tattooed on my hand, so who am I to fucking talk?
Every time you bring it up, I fucking die.
Yeah.
Every time.
Well, why not?
It's fucking shit
When he
on my
looks at
hand.
me like yesterday, and he was like, "So you gonna get that removed, or like, I'm
like-
just gonna go for it?
I'm just gonna
I'm just gonna embrace it." I'm like 8 years old, and I'm still like,
Well, we should talk about the movie a little bit because I feel like if it wasn't
Please.
for your movie, I don't think
Yes.
we would be a podcast.
So
Actually,
Legit.
I know,
No, this
I
is
know we
this is
wouldn't be a
legitimate.
podcast.
This is legitimate. Like
So-
sorry, go ahead.
Wild Space has literally been talking about fighting with my family since
I
day
do promote
zero.
Since day
Day
zero.
zero.
Literally.
And we definitely want to
Good
hear
fucking
this.
movie.
We want to hear the story with The Rock from your mouth, but I also wanted to flip it.
Gary's heard this story so many times. I love
And
it. We're gonna keep
love
going.
it.
I want you to tell the story, and I also want you to answer 2 fun questions. I want you to answer if he used any emojis while he was texting you.
He did not.
Okay, damn it! I was hoping there was
no
like
emojis,
like
but
like a
it was.
yeah
Hey,
from The
it's
Rock.
okay. You know,
Well, I like how you didn't know it was him, right? When he
No, I
was-
didn't. No, I had no idea. So I was just sitting. So WrestleMania again.
Christina
is just,
doesn't compute.
Cool.
She's like, what do you mean?
I do not. I do
I'm
not.
about to mute this bitch.
I'm muting myself right now.
WrestleMania is such a big deal, right? Obviously, but you also get so many people backstage. Like there is a ton of celebrities back there. There is everyone's families back there. There's every wrestler from NXT and everybody's there. So like it's just swamped back there anyway. So like I'm not thinking that, you know, I'm gonna get a random text off anybody though.
Yeah.
But like, you know, but I'm just like, there's so many people, like one of these people could be DJ. And I'm like, who the fuck is DJ and why are you texting my phone, right? So because it's a long fucking text and it's just like, I would love to talk to you at some point today. Let me know, DJ. And I'm like, who the fuck is DJ? I was like, how the fuck did you get my number, first of all? But who the fuck is this guy? Like, I don't get it. But then I turned to like Dean Malenko, who is one of like my mentors on the road. He was absolutely incredible before he left. I think he's with AEW now, I'm not sure, but like, he was just like, that's Dwayne Johnson, you fucking idiot. And I'm like, how do I even fucking, I'm just like, how the fuck do I respond?
Unsend.
What do I do here? Do I just like wait a couple of minutes? You know,
New
I'm
number.
like,
New number. Who dis?
yeah, I'm just like, I'm sorry to, I'm like, no, I remember just responding being like, oh my God, yeah, anytime you let me know, like, obviously I'm not doing anything back here. I know you're super busy or whatever, just rambling on for no fucking reason, you know, but thanks. Like, you know, I'm just like RJ or Ray Jade or something like that. I was like, I don't know, I want to fit in.
I want to fit in. RJ.
I didn't put RJ. I was just like, thanks. But,
That is legit what I would have done.
Yeah.
I would have just fucking died.
I just want to fit in.
you know, like act cool, Ray, act cool. So I remember like, I think it was his assistant maybe, I think, but they came and they were just like, hey, like DJ would like to speak to you now. And I'm like, okay. So no big deal. I'm like, okay, in for a nose, out for the mouth, this is fine. And then I remember going up to the door and I'm like, this kind of looks weird, right? I'm just gonna go in this person's locker room right now and like, I'm just like, this looks super weird. And I was like, I hope people don't take this the wrong way, but like, I go in there anyway, and then he's not in there. But so I'm just like sitting, and then he walks in, just being like, hey, kind of like the movie, and I'm just like, hi, like giant man, like, hello. Just fucking little emo go, and like he was just like, hey, and then he starts like he met me before ages ago, but we never spoke. But he was just like, I remember meeting you. We didn't get to speak, but now we get to officially meet and stuff. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, I'm DJ, and I'm like, I knew that. You know,
Yes.
I knew
Continue.
who that was. Proceed. Let's go. You know.
TM.
Yeah, he was just like, I watched him, like he couldn't sleep, I guess, one night in England, and he was watching not Fighting with My Family. He was filming Fast and Furious, and he was watching the documentary Fighting with My Family, and then he like just fell in love with the family, and he was like, it just reminds me of my family. You guys are such a tight knit group, and I'm so happy that you made it here. And he was like, luckily I couldn't sleep, and I have insomnia, so like I watched your documentary and just fell in love with it. He was like, so we want to make a movie on it. And I was just like, oh. I was like, great. I was like, I just didn't know how to respond. And I'm just like, oh my God, this is crazy. And he was like, but before we continue with that, also, I was just in the writer's room, and you're going to become Divas Champion tomorrow. And I was just like, And I just started like bawling my eyes out. Like, it was crazy. I was crying my eyes out, and he was just like handing me all these tissues. And I'm just like, I'm so sorry. Like, this is fucking crazy.
He's like, you're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I want to dedicate my shot.
Oh, wow. Of course.
I knew that was coming.
You knew to everything and all. Dwayne Johnson, DJ. I'm sorry, DJ.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to call
right.
him DJ.
Yeah.
Listen.
So then he tells me, and then he's like, by the way, like, I'm not supposed to know that, you're not supposed to know that, and also we want to keep this movie under wraps right now because we're still in the process of putting it all together, all that kind of fun stuff. So I'm just like, okay, like, fine. Like, I am trying not to say anything, but I'm like emotionally having a breakdown right now. So I'm like freaking having an anxiety attack. I'm not kidding. I'm like freaking out. But he was just like, okay, well, I have to go out soon. So he was like, pretty much like,
right.
So I'm just like,
Get
okay,
out.
bye, you know.
Get out.
No, he was so sweet though. He gave me like this big hug, and he was like, congratulations, and this is gonna be something really special. And I'm like, thank you so much. Like, I don't really know what to say apart from thank you. Like, this is crazy. So I walk out, and then Tamina is walking in.
Yeah. It's a big day.
That's a big day.
Massive day. Are you kidding me? My life just got changed. Like, fucking
For real.
Yeah, I'm just like, what the fuck? Imagine if I was like, whatever, you know. Tamina was like coming in to go see it because they're cousins, right? So she was like, hey, Paige, what are you doing in there? And I'm just like crying my eyes out, and I'm like, I'm just a really big fan of Dwayne. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm just crying my eyes out. And I just like continue walking, and she's looking at me like, this is so weird. But I'm just like, oh my God. Like, this just looks weird, but like, it's just, people will never understand what he just told me.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
So,
like, here's
like,
all your dreams, by the way.
Yeah, by the way, here's all your dreams and a movie about your life. And I'm like 21 at the time, and I'm just like,
My God.
nuts.
Fucking wild.
So real. That's
Yeah. And
real.
then the next day having to do that, which like, I didn't get told again. Like, Fit Finley was the producer, and they couldn't tell me like I had no idea what was going on until like literally like 10 minutes before the doors, and everyone was getting backstage and stuff. And Fit called for me, and he was just like, hey, by the way, you're gonna win the Divas Championship. I'm like, and I'm still shocked. Like, I'm like, oh my God, it's actually happening. I burst into tears again, and I'm just like, this is fucking crazy. He's like, oh, but you can't tell anyone. I'm like, God damn it. You know. And I'm walking out to AJ and Tamina again, and Tamina's like, I'm like now she understood, you know. And then so they were like, it's gonna be really, really short though. Like, you're gonna have a promo, but the match is gonna be really tiny. And then I remember we're trying to figure out a finish, and I was like, I don't want to make you tap out. I feel like that doesn't make you look strong as a champion, considering you were the longest reigning Divas champion.
Yeah.
So psychology wise, I'm not gonna come in and just like, boom, I'll make you tap out, bitch. We have to do this in a way where it's like out of nowhere kind of thing, you know? And so AJ was like so on board with that. And so she was like, okay, we can go into the Black Widow. And I was like, do you want me to have that on? Because that's your finisher.
Yeah.
Right. But she was just like, no, like, I trust you with this. Like, and it gives me chills thinking about it.
I know,
Because,
I
like,
just
that's such a big
so
deal.
beautiful. Yeah.
Wrestler to trust
Offer,
you with their finisher move and not tap out to it or whatever, or get counted out. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
It was such a big deal. So I was like, wow, like, this is such a fucking huge thing. So thank you. It's like a gift from her, you know, like, yeah, you can fucking get out of this. This is fine. So we end up doing it. And then I remember like wiggling my hands around too much, and the referee was just like, you look like you're tapping out. And I'm like, ooh, sorry. Like, whoa. Okay. I'm like trying to grab her, and then I try and turn, but our timing was a little bit off on the page turner. That's why I kind of stopped doing it, because I had to put a lot of trust in other people to do this page turner, rather than the other two where it was all me.
Yeah.
Like I do it, and the crowd just goes ballistic, and then I come backstage, and Randy's just like, so you won with a leg sweep? And I'm like, damn it, Randy. Yes, I did.
Yes,
I did.
Randall said that to you?
Yeah, he was laughing.
It's
He
Randall!
was-
Throw him on the floor, PJ. He can't.
Damn it, Randy.
Damn it, Randall.
No, he was so nice about it.
He's in timeout
He was-
again.
He's in timeout.
No, he was really nice. He was always so supportive of everything. And he was also someone that I would talk to about psychology, because he's a genius, you guys.
Yeah.
With camera angles
We
and stuff
know.
like
Yes,
that.
we
and, like,
know.
slowly, like, just everything is just done, like, it's just so perfectly. And, you know, people would go to John Cena for advice, or Randy. I would go to Randy more because
What are
I
you
feel like
pointing
our
at?
styles were way more similar wrestling wise. So like he was just a wealth of knowledge, dude. Wealth of knowledge.
We love Randy. We always end up talking about Randy some way or another in this podcast.
It's so true.
It's funny too because we like I think it's partially because we're all actors, but we're all like we've all studied acting too. So I think we really have an appreciation for those small, like those really tiny moments that some people probably don't even see, and we're like, oh no, you're speaking your truth. Who hurt you? Like you're like you're standing in that. Like
There's
and Randy.
People that are like that. Like Randy's really good with his facial expressions and stuff. Like him and Edge doing that storyline at first, and then Beth Phoenix and stuff like that. Taking Marco. Dude, I remember having to watch that and talk about it on backstage, and I just got so many chills. I was like, you guys, like this is fucking amazing storytelling.
Yes,
like,
the storytelling.
Absolutely.
Oh, incredible. Then I always put over Stephanie McMahon because I feel like she's incredible as being the fucking bad guy. Like she knows how to
She's such a good heel. She's so good. So good.
Incredible, dude. So like you want to watch her and you're intimidated being in like a backstage with that. I remember I had to do where I was like obviously the GM for SmackDown, she was the GM for Raw. And we had to do like where we're watching our teams backstage with each other. And she's like, I love her and I've known her for so many years, right? But she's intimidating, like when she gets into like Stephanie McMahon, like I'm in character mode. Because I'm like, she's looking at me like when my team was winning, and I'm just like, I feel like you actually want to kill me. But, like,
you're like, wait, we're friends, right? Are we friends?
I look at her directly in the eye. I'm just like, look at the screen, Ray. I'm just like, look at, you know how we have to look at the screen based on like this.
That was it's interesting to me that you bring that up, and I love that you do, because just like Jeree, I am a very new wrestling fan. Claudia, all three of us are rather new wrestling fans, although Claudia is the one, well, PJ is the one with the most experience. But when I got brought into wrestling because of my husband, I met you by being the general manager. And I was like, excuse me, are you telling me? I mean, I knew who Stephanie McMahon was, but I was like, oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Are you telling me that the two top people for these brands are both women? Like,
right.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Watching.
Like, which is crazy.
Women are born to lead. That's not
That's right.
Absolutely.
We are full of emotions, sure, but we know how to control our emotions.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
That was a selling point for me. You and Stephanie, I was like, oh shit, I'm sold. I'm always watching wrestling.
Which is that's funny too. That's funny too that you say that, because her original like relationship with wrestling was Glow, right? The original Glow. Yeah. So she came out of watching these like bikini matches and all of these all about your body, all about what you look like, to like seeing you guys in top positions was
literally
awesome.
That's really cool.
That's true. That's
I was sad that I didn't get to do the GM anymore. Because I was told the day before, like I was about to fly out on a red eye. It was Raw, and I was about to fly out to SmackDown on a red eye. And then Road Dogg had called me and was just like, yeah, we're probably like, it's going to be announced today on Raw. Just a little heads up that there's not going to be any general managers right now or anymore, you know, for a long time. And I was so disappointed. I was like, really?
How did that feel?
I was just like, I was really deflated, because like that was something that, you know, as soon as I retired wrestling wise, I jumped straight into that, and it kind of took my mind off everything because I was so busy and so consumed with being a GM. Yeah. And it was, I was really good. I loved the role because I was, again, like I said earlier, I was learning. It was like a learning process, and I just loved doing these promos. I loved having having the control, you know, like having that character that's in control. It was really, really fun. And like, so
and it probably eased the transition too for you.
1000%. Yeah. And I was like, okay, like I mean, I didn't bitch about it. I was like, hey, if you ever need another GM, I'm your girl. You know what I mean?
I would die.
They ended up giving me like the Kabuki Warriors for a little bit, and there was just like, I had some more issues with my neck, so I had to have another surgery. So it was kind of like, I just felt like I was kind of holding them back a little bit from like their full potential, because a lot of the time I couldn't be there because, you know, I didn't get a surgery straight away after I got hurt the second time, because we were just like, it's not needed. I could probably wait. But I started getting all the pains again, and I was like, I need to get this done because I can't even pick up cups again. Like, it's really bad. Yeah. So I ended up having to miss these signings and then miss some shows, and SummerSlam I think I had to miss. And so I was like, I said to him, I was like, I called Paul Heyman about it actually. And I was like, I just feel like it's time that they kind of go off and do their own thing. and I just take a step back because
Yeah.
I'm holding him back so much.
Right.
It's so selfish of me to be like, no, don't let him do anything until I'm healthy and back again, like full
Yeah,
time.
right,
No.
right.
So, but I'm sad that, Kyrie isn't there anymore. That makes me really sad. Like,
Yeah, us too.
Yeah.
Well, we
So-
have to take a puzzle break because we have the WrestleMania puzzle pot happening. But then we'll come back and we'll ask some fun questions. I want to hear about the book and I want to hear about your Twitch. And I don't want to keep you for too long because are you streaming tonight or tomorrow?
No. We're only streaming tonight, but I do have some meetings today.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also need to pee, so can I just?
Yeah, go pee. Yeah.
Yes.
You are
Be
gonna
right
miss.
back.
Gonna miss the song.
It's okay.
Well,
Should I wait till she comes back to play?
you're welcome, YouTube.
No, just play it. Just play it.
Just play.
She's gotta go.
If you want to, you could try and solve this puzzle, but you gotta be the first one to solve it to win $5, and it's puzzle time. Puzzle time. It's puzzle time with PJ. Watch it on YouTube or just use this as your dance break. Yay. It's puzzle time with PJ.
Puzzle Time with PJ brought to you by Silk City Hot Sauce. Go to silkcityhotsauce.com and use the code HEELS, HEELS, for 15% off your entire order.
You missed my song. It's fine.
Oh. Don't you love that feeling of holding the pee for so long and then going and just like,
oh my God,
this is the
yes.
most relaxed I felt in a while.
Okay, dokie, y'all. It's puzzle time. If you solve this puzzle, you win $5, or you can put your $5 towards the WrestleMania puzzle pot, which is now up to, I don't remember how much it's up to, but it's up to money. So solve this puzzle. If you want the money, you can win $5, or you can put your money in the puzzle pot, which I will match, which you will win on our WrestleMania puzzle time with PJ. That's the puzzle. You can only find it on YouTube, and you can only find our unedited. What are we doing? Interview with Paige on our YouTube page. So check those out. Okay,
Lightning round.
Is that puzzle like? Is that like they have to try and guess the wrestler or something?
Yeah, it's their.
They have to
puzzles.
guess.
So like this one is from last week, and it's Edge and Christian.
Oh, okay.
And they win money. They're good at it.
The other
I'm
one,
not.
I
They
think,
are.
Is it? Can I say what it is?
You can try. Yeah, you want to try?
Is it IRS?
Oh, good choice. You're on the right track. Not it though. It is wrestling related. It's wrestling related.
Holy
Exactly. That's how we feel every week, Paige. We don't know where she pulls these
never
puzzles
get
from. We never get them. And to every single one of you, and I'm calling Mike, Ian, Alfredo, you guys are too fucking smart. Like, what the fuck?
Right. Sometimes I'm surprised. I'm like, this one's really hard. And then we like release the episode at 4:05 and like 4:10, someone gets it. And I'm like, oh,
Is it It's like,
okay. I want to talk about your book, but we also have speed round questions that we ask our interviewees. So I'm going to go with those first. Okay.
Cool.
All right.
Lightning round.
let's do this.
Fast.
TJ Maxx or Macy's?
Ooh, TJ Maxx.
Movie theater popcorn or microwave popcorn?
Movie theater popcorn.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Heels or flats?
Ooh, it depends what kind of flat it is. That's a difficult one. It's a hard question. I do love a good flat though.
Okay. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner?
Oh, breakfast.
Favorite fast food?
Oh shoot. I don't have a favorite fast food, but I like Crossroads, vegan restaurant.
I know that.
Okay.
You knew that one.
Casino or concert?
That's it.
Okay, me and Vicky will be at the casino, and you and Wild Spice can go to a concert.
Yeah.
I would be at home.
Break. I think we all know the answer to this one, but break the rules or follow the rules.
Break the rules.
All right, and
To a point.
okay, understood. An extra role in one of your favorite movies or a Monopoly set made based on your character.
Ooh, an extra roll. I feel like
Okay,
Yeah.
house plants or backyard garden.
house plants helps you breathe.
The Office or Friends.
This is a Jerry question. Oh, that's so difficult.
You have to choose. Gun to your head. You have to choose.
Shoot.
Choose or
Okay.
die. Just kidding.
Oh no! Why did you make me choose? Oh
For this
man.
reaction.
Okay, for nostalgic reasons, Friends.
Okay.
But for funny, it would be Office. But I can't. Don't make me choose. It's nostalgia. It's nostalgia.
It's both. I know. That was an evil question I did.
That's an evil question.
Yeah, I'm
She
sorry.
knows that. I knew she came up with that one.
So, I mean, like I said, we don't want to keep you for long, but we do. I, PJ, need to ask this because I just want to know who your favorite Office character is.
Oh, it's Michael Scott.
Michael Scott. I can
she knew
that
that
one
one
for you.
And then we want to know about your Twitch, how that's been for you, and we want to know about your book.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So the book hasn't even started to be written yet, but I did decide this year. Oh, I mean, it has. Like, I've written down like a lot of memories that I have because I want to have someone that can help me write it because I don't want to look like I'm stupid. You know what I mean? Let's be real here. Like, we need someone that's book smart that can help me out with the typing situation.
The life experience. Get me a ghostwriter right now.
Exactly. But so I've written down a lot of what's going, like what I experienced on an early age. So I got that part of the way. But I'm really excited to get this book. I don't know whether I'm going to be a 2-part series or not. We'll see. But it's basically just everything that I've been through, everything
So
I've done,
much.
the successes, the downfalls. You know what I mean? Like just all the experiences, the 9 lives that I've had. So I'm really excited to get started on that, which should be super fun. And then Twitch is really fun. I like Twitch a lot. I love Twitch because the community there is also always super positive. Jerry's actually one of my mods on there too. We play games all the time together on there.
Yeah.
But
I've been on your channel a couple of times. I never linger.
We're like texting friends. You know what I mean?
I
like,
know.
That's how close we got.
know. We're like, oh, okay.
She brought you to us.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's the reason why
She
you're
hand
here with
delivered
us.
me. She was like,
She
"Please,
did.
Thank you.
She's
We'll
like,
take
PJ, write all the questions.
It's so crazy. I didn't even
It's
like
an
want
Easter
to.
miracle.
I told PJ I didn't want to like talk about it, but I think we should bring it up just for like the longtime listeners or whatever. But like our first ever episode that we did was called Meet the Divas, right? And it was just like a get to know us.
It was terrible.
And what the show's about.
It was so bad.
It was so bad. But it was like one of the questions was like if you could go out like to dinner with any WWE person in the history of wrestling to just like talk to, who would it be? And Christina picked Roman Reigns.
Yes.
Surprising shock to everybody. Shock to no one.
Let the Samoans take me, TM.
Claudia picked Paul Heyman. And I was like, I would pick Paige. And they were like,
surprised. I thought it would be Drew.
No.
She
Now
didn't
she
know
changed
about
it.
Drew
Now she knows
until
me.
after.
She's just like, I'm over it, dude.
I
Moving
did
on.
know about Drew. No, because I was like, I found like your whole story inspiring. And like I said, I've been talking about the movie forever, and it's the whole reason we have the show in the first place.
That
and
is legit.
even Claudia was like, I know, look at
now.
us. Look at us.
Yeah.
And it was so funny because Claudia's like, well, like I feel like going out and having fun with someone versus like, and I was like, I would still pick Paige. I was like, I just really want to talk to her. And I was like, if anything comes from this podcast, I just really want to meet Paige. And it's just like,
it's crazy.
I know.
Crazy.
And I was listening to it yesterday and I was like, oh my God, look at baby Dree like a year ago.
Dude, I would always say too, like, I love my mods. They do a really good job, but I always had like a really good bond with Jerry because she was just very real.
Yeah.
And just like wasn't like I never felt like uncomfortable. Like she wasn't like kissing my ass. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like this bitch fucking like yells at me. I'm not
I still
kidding.
don't. Yeah. I
Still does it. She fucking yells. I'm just like stopped. I'm like perplexed. I'm like, what is happening over there, Jerry? Can you talk about something? Like she's
Who hurt
yelling.
you?
She takes a long time to text me back. That's how humble she likes
not
to keep
true.
me.
It takes a long time to text you back.
I'm just like, wow, Jerry.
Wow.
I
know,
know,
look
probably
at us.
because I keep getting a name wrong and still know what it is. But I go in between it. I sometimes call it Jerry, sometimes call it Jerry. It just depends how I'm feeling.
It's fine.
It goes with the mood. It's okay. She don't mind.
Yeah. Look
Yeah.
at us now. Look at us now,
Yes.
sis. Look at us.
Yes.
Aw.
Oh, yay, Twitch.
Makes me really, yeah.
Yeah, this is Twitch, dude. Like, it's a really cool community, and I just tell everyone to join it. You just make so many like friends. Like the group text that we have with Jerry. Like, I met everyone on Twitch.
Yeah.
Well, except for Raquel, of
Yeah.
course, Raquel. But I've known Raquel for like nearly 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
She's also a unicorn. You need to follow her as twitch.tv/Raquelly.
Yes.
Jerry, can we talk
Princess
about her for a
Unicorn of
second?
Twitch. Yes. She dressed like a fucking Weedle yesterday.
She did.
And,
And it was great.
And it was a thing of nightmares, but it was beautiful.
Yeah, I was like,
It was
this is what the dark web
hauntingly-
looks like.
It was
It's like,
hauntingly
it's-
beautiful. She worked
Yeah.
really hard.
She did work really
Looked
hard.
like a fucking weedle and she couldn't breathe or
Oh my God.
You would
or
just
eat
love
or
her.
drink. She had a
You
full.
can- Dude, I said she was like looking through it like this. Her eyelashes was down. Oh,
We
like,
were-
this bitch cannot see.
We were trying to play video games yesterday and she had to end her stream because she was like, I'm letting my
Yeah.
teammates down. Like they keep dying because I can't see.
Because she couldn't see shit.
She felt so
Bless.
bad. I was like, just take your mask off. Like, you don't have to dedicate that hard, sis, but you know what? She
Yeah.
goes for the stream.
Yes.
She's awesome. She's
That's
very,
what
very
Follow
sweet.
everyone. Follow Raquel. I mean, that's why I started.
Yeah.
I got my. That's why I started streaming too. So there you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, I follow you already. I'm gonna start following Raquel.
Yes.
Jury,
Yes.
I mean, you're there.
And then you
Well,
guys can get on Twitch too.
Yeah, you
I
guys should
feel
do the podcast on Twitch as well. People love it.
Yeah. I had a
We're
thought
working
that
on it.
I would like have a character where I'd be streaming live on Twitch, but the character would be like not knowing she was streaming. So she'd be like, how does this work? I'm going to turn it off and then not turn it off and just go about my day. And just have
All forehead.
IRL stream. All
You're
forehead.
FaceTiming your dad the whole time.
Mom, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah. There you go.
Hello. Oh my goodness.
But then I'd be like coloring or like singing and people would be watching me, but I wouldn't know that it was still on kind of thing.
You'd have like 5
Anyways.
million viewers.
Enough about me. I mean, shit, thank you for hanging out with us. You're
Seriously.
awesome. You're
Of
awesome.
course. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you always have friends to hang out with if you're ever in New York. If you ever want to go see a Broadway show or
Your Broadway show, go.
I'm
I already
down.
know the answer.
I want to say, I always think that Joey's going to be a big Broadway star. And now I know you guys are in acting too.
Oh.
She can take you with her if she wants to.
Yeah.
But it's what, no, but like, I'm excited to see you guys. If you're performing and stuff like that, I'll definitely come and support and come and watch you guys.
yeah.
That's a-
Yeah. Do you have a big week ahead of you for Mania, or is it quiet since it's
Oh,
not
I don't
like
have to do anything.
Yeah.
Not for Mania, at least. Like,
Less.
sis, I'm only in California. I
Yeah.
can't travel during this pandemic. I just look at it like I still take it very seriously. But I mean, I don't like going outside the house anyway. But let me tell you something. I know that if I get sick, I'll be absolutely fine. Lonnie
Yeah.
will be fine. We'll be fine. But I could not like handle if I got someone else sick and then it
Yeah.
was like really
That's the
bad.
big
Like
thing.
it would break my heart too.
Yep.
Do you hear that? Wear your
Yeah.
fucking masks.
That's what I'm saying,
Get
wear the fucking
vaccinated,
mask.
you
I don't
fools.
understand. Yes.
Double tapped, bitch.
Yes.
Double tapped.
Yes. Get mine soon.
Well,
You
we
can
didn't.
do it.
We didn't talk about Seth Trashbag Rollins. Can I hear the sound just because?
Yeah. Yeah.
Feels like the episode's not complete.
Ooh.
Hate you, Seth.
Oh, way to go.
Damn it, PJ.
There it is.
There we
And
go.
I will play one more sound too because I would like to dedicate my shot to this amazing episode
Yes, it was
Yay!
super fun.
and for making
should-
a new friend. So
Yeah, which you should probably like dress up because I'm gonna go in the comments and completely talk shit now because you guys didn't.
Please
I'm
do.
gonna tweet about this.
Yes.
yeah, tweet about us.
No, I mean in a bad way. I'm gonna use Twitter as a platform to talk shit to you for
That's
no goddamn
slander.
reason.
Do it.
You know what? Any fucking
Bad press is press,
This
baby.
cancel.
This is
Bad
becoming.
press is still press. Damn it.
Yeah.
This is becoming a pattern with our interviews. Is
That's
that
true.
our guests keep turning heel on us, and I
Vicky
don't know
was like,
what
I'm
we're
going
doing
to
wrong.
fight you. Vicky Guerrero was like, I'm gonna find you and fight you, and I was
She
like,
told me
bring
that she's
it.
totally fucking
Yeah.
beating my ass.
like-
I'm like, all right.
We're at the
He's
end.
great, dude.
And
He's
that's
great.
that's where we'll end it today.
Yep.
I just want to say real quick, thank you so much, Paige, for being here. Truly, like really, this podcast was a brain baby. Like, if Juri had not been reminding me about the movie,
Oh.
this podcast would not have happened.
Oh,
It's
that
so
gives me
dumb. You are-
chills, you guys.
You are the reason.
It's crazy.
It really is.
I can
Mama
take you.
Paige, here I am
Yeah.
again, just
Mama
doing my
Paige.
mama duties.
No,
Mama
I'll tell
Paige.
you-
Thank
I'll
you,
tell
Mama Paige.
I'll tell you
Yes.
exactly how the conversation happened really quick. It was,
Yeah.
I watched the movie.
It was the
I
Saturday
was-
before WrestleMania.
Yeah, Saturday before WrestleMania. I watched the movie and I was like, because I thought it was a family drama. I had no idea about that it was about wrestling. I thought this was going to be like a family drama and Florence Pugh
Surprise,
would get into
motherfucker.
some shenanigans. Yeah, I was like, oh, this is a true story? What? Like, I even when I watched that it was about wrestling and it was like until I saw the credits roll up, I was like, wait, she was real? Oh my God, who is this person? And so I called Christina, 'cause for some reason we were talking, and I was like, you need to watch this movie because it's just so good of a movie. I had no idea Christina even liked wrestling. And she was like, dude, I fucking already saw it, and I already know who Paige is, and I've been watching wrestling forever. And I was like,
Yeah.
no way. And she was like, are you going to watch WrestleMania tomorrow? And I was like, what? Tomorrow? And she was, how do I do this? And she was like, yeah, just get it online.
Get on the WWE network at $9.99 a month.
Yeah, she was like, you get the month free, just like cancel it after. And I was like, okay.
On Peacock though, it's only $5.
Yeah, that's true.
And
then so I watched WrestleMania, and I had no idea who anybody was except for Edge and Randy, because I remember them from when I was like younger. And then we were just sending voice memos to each other, and it was just comments of like, who's this person? I'll never forget when I saw Seth Rollins for the first time, and I was like, who's this guy? I hate him already. Who is this? And Becky came out, and I was like, who is she? I love her. And like a whole bunch of stuff. And her husband was like, oh, you guys should start a podcast, because
my husband legit was the reason for this. He's like, you've been wanting a podcast. This is your podcast right here. And I'm like, Paige.
He was like, yeah, you guys were just like talking back and forth. It was funny. You should start a podcast. And then we both met Claudia somehow. And
we both are friends with Claudia. And I was like, yo, do you want to do this thing? Yes.
And I didn't know she liked wrestling either. So it was kind of a whole thing. But yeah, it's because of your movie. Ain't that crazy?
It's because of you. So thank you.
Movies.
Oh, it's
You're
because
welcome.
of you.
You're welcome.
It's because of you. You guys are welcome. All right, that's awesome. That's a really awesome story. Again, Mama Paige. This is just what I do.
Paige.
Mama
Just sprinkle
Paige.
inspiration everywhere. There you go. You want some? I got you. You want some? If I can just get money. No, that's really cool though. I'm so happy. You guys are killing it. It's really entertaining. Super entertaining.
Thank you.
You know how some podcasts, like, you continue and you kind of get bored after a while. You're just like, when this is going to end. But like, this is like, we went longer time.
We were longer than I expected.
Yeah.
And
welcome,
it's just
YouTube.
like, it's really cool. You like hold your guest's attention and shit like that. It's really cool.
Good.
Really, really cool. And you've got some funny shit going on too. I'm like,
You heard it here first.
I don't listen to podcasts, right? But I can deal with this. I can listen. I can listen.
I can deal with it.
I can handle this for it.
Even though you missed the Puzzle Time song.
Sorry,
Just play it now. Just play it now instead of our
Never, she will never be over it.
Instead of ending credits, we are gonna
sign off.
Signing off. Don't forget, Friday we have our takeover episode. Special bonus. You get 2 episodes this week, y'all. Man, we're spoiling you. Takeover episode on Friday. WrestleMania episode next Tuesday. Maybe
Thirsty Thursday.
Thirsty Thursday.
Thirsty Thursday this Thursday. That's it.
Yep.
That's all.
Encore presentation of Puzzle Time with PJ. See y'all next week.
Until then,
keep your face beat on your heels high. Bye.
Insert exit music. If you want to, you could try and solve this puzzle, but you gotta be the first one to solve it to win $5. And it's puzzle time. Puzzle time. It's puzzle time with PJ. Watch it on YouTube or just use this as a dance break. Yay. It's puzzle time with PJ.
Puzzle Time with PJ brought to you by Silk City Hot Sauce. Go to silkcityhotsauce.com and use the code HEELS, HEELS, for 15% off your entire order.